We've had the opportunity to practice combining fractions. We want to combine decimals. Thinking about our rules, the first one, we need to make sure we line up those numbers by the place value using the decimal point as our guide. If you don't line up the decimal points properly, you could be adding wrong place values. That in terms of money, that would be like saying we're going to combine dollars with dimes and it means the same thing when it doesn't. Then once we do that, remember to add or subtract accordingly using the same rules that we use when we combine positive and negative fractions and positive and negative whole numbers or integers. Taking a look at the first example we have here, we have 5 and 63/100 plus negative 7 and 18/100. I see here that our signs are different, so we're going to subtract. Negative 7 and 18/100 has the bigger absolute value, so that is the number we're going to subtract from, because you can't take 7 from 5 in terms of actually subtracting. Reality speaking, we can. 5 and 63/100 on the bottom, lining them up by the decimal, we subtract. 8 minus 3 is 5. 7 we change to a 6 and make the 1 an 11, because we're borrowing a value of 10 to make sure we can subtract. 11 minus 6 is 5, and 6 minus 5 is 1. We bring the decimal straight down, and because of this negative sign, our answer is negative. Moving on to the next problem. I see that we have a subtraction sign, so I'm going to do our process of adding the opposite. So now we have a negative plus a negative. And by having that negative plus a negative, we can go ahead and just add the two numbers together. So we have 9 and 7/10. I'm going to put a 0 on the end for a placeholder to make it easier to work with. Adding them together. 5 plus 0 is 5. 4 plus 7 is 11. Put the 1, carry the 1. 9 plus 1 plus 2 is 12. Place the 2, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Bring the decimal straight down. And because both numbers are negative, the answer is negative, giving us 22 and 15/100 for our answer. The final problem we have Mel. She purchased $39.46 worth of groceries and paid with a $50 bill. She was given $1.54 in change and was upset, and we need to figure out why. Now, when we talk about change, we know that that means that we need to subtract, because we paid with $50 and they are going to remove the $39.46 from that and give us back what's left over. I put the zeros in for placeholders because we're going to need them. And then I see that we can't subtract 0 minus 6, so we're going to go all the way back here, make this a 4, and make that a 10. We're going to borrow 10 from there, make it a 9, give it to this one. Make this one a 9, and finally give it to this one so we can actually subtract. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 4 is 5. 9 minus 9 is 0. 4 minus 3 is 1. We bring down the decimal point. $10.54. This is the correct amount to change. And so we can see why she's upset. More than likely, the person forgot about the 0 and therefore didn't think it was important, which obviously it is, because they're only unimportant if they're on the ends. What I need for you to do now is complete these 3 you try problems and then come to class prepared with your questions tomorrow.